Apparently, Jay-Z is getting political in Pennsylvania right now by supporting a push to use taxpayer money to fund private school vouchers. Supporters say it gives more options for public school kids whose needs aren't being met. But opponents are saying that it just takes money away from underfunded schools that need it. So what's best for the kids here? Maybe what's best for the kids is fund the underfunded schools and then start from there. Yeah. Put everybody on equal footing and then, make changes. But make them all equal first.
So I agree with what Pennsylvania and Jay-Z are doing here. I'll start by saying this. I think we need a GI Bill for teachers. I think if you go into teaching, your education should be paid for. I think we need to pay teachers more. We have a teacher shortage in this country. But I also think that a student's zip code, socioeconomic status, if they have learning disabilities, shouldn't restrict them to one school if it's falling behind. We want those schools to do better. That is important. But I'm not willing to risk a generation of kids falling behind while that school catches up. We need a holistic approach to fixing some of these schools that are falling behind. In Pennsylvania alone, they said less than 10% of students are proficient in math. Only 25% are proficient in English. And what Governor Shapiro does is very tailored to the lowest income students in the most falling behind schools. So I think there's a way that you can still have a strong public school system. I grew up in public schools, but also give optionality to parents who I think know best for their kids.
Well, a lot of I disagree with that. I have actually the exact opposite opinion, because when you look at the stats, our public schools educate 90% of our students. 90%. So only 10% are taught by private schools. And according to the National Education Association, which is actually the largest union in the United States, the labor union, they say that this voucher system actually gives to private school institutions money that is now not accountable to taxpayers. They also say that means public school students have less access to musical instruments, science equipment, modern technology, textbooks, after-school programs. There's zero statistical evidence, that voucher programs improve overall student success. In fact, the opposite is true. Research has shown that students who use voucher programs leave a public school system and attend a private school system, they do worse academically, especially in math.
So this is happening in
the thing that I'll say about that is vouchers mostly fund wealthy families. They are overwhelmingly the recipients of the vouchers.
Well, so this is now happening in Florida. We have a voucher system in Florida. I think it's about $8,000 per student if the parents apply. There's a cap on how many there are. And one thing that I think Florida did that I disagree with is they took out the income eligibility requirements so that
Looking at the Pennsylvania governor, Joe Shapiro, he was talking about the vouchers that he won't stop in public school, which the vouchers, that means that the public school, most of them are very undergrade. They don't teach them well because the teachers are not being paid well. They don't develop even their music. So that vouchers is something that he encourage and he instead support them more on the private school. So which make it better for the private school to have more better education more than the public school. So the women in the view had this argument. So some of them were for, some of them were for against. Which means that they're trying to encourage that people, like the government itself, need to add more money into the public institution and the public school. They have to develop. And one of the broader idea that they're in, if you see want to become a teacher, for example, education have to be free, no financial aid, because they have less teacher now. And actually, teachers need to be paid more better, because if you look at the public sector, the teachers are unequipped, the children are unequipped also, and they take all that money and give it to the private school, which means that the private school instead, anybody can apply for it. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, if you're not a millionaire, which they were not in support of that, because if you're not a millionaire, for example, if you're a millionaire, that does not make no sense they have a lot of money and somebody else to come and give you a lot of money. It doesn't actually make sense. So actually, it doesn't make sense. So the people were against that and said that they really need to do more better because they need to do more better because all this is affecting the children and the future American. Some of them argue, somebody like Farah say, she thanked God because she went to a public school and so far so good. It was so good. And she's really praying for the government to look at it and equip the public school very well. Because if you look at somebody like Sony saying, she will disagree because 90% of individuals are going to public sector. Only 10% can go to private sector their parents can provide. Which means that he said that the best math student, according to Sony, comes from the public sector. They have the best teaching, the best come out from them. That's Sony's own policy, Sony's own way of thinking. But that project, that voucher really helped to support just it's more on the private sector. So actually they are trying to make it for everyone to be able to be beneficial, not only on one particular person, and not even give it to people who don't deserve it. Because some people have money. How can you be a millionaire and still apply for it and they give you? It makes no sense. Which you have people who don't really have, who are really in great need, and they need such things. So it should better be given to those people rather than to be given to those people who don't even qualify for it. So actually, what do you really think about that? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? You come and see Whoopi on the other hand. Whoopi say, why are they even arguing about all these things? The most important thing is that the people have to vote the right person. The right person is Biden. If you vote the right person, the economic, everything will be fine. Do not be arguing that this, don't do this. Automatically, the system immediately will change. And everything about that system will be so equipped and beneficial for everyone. That's Whoopi. And then they talk also about, they mentioned the project 2025 that is going to take away lunch from children. Actually, most children need, the unprivileged children need that lunch in school because most people are going to starve, most children will starve to death. Some parents cannot provide that food for those children. So they want to take away food stamp. There are many things they want to take away. So this project 25 is not a good one at all. So what do you actually think? Do you support this? Are you for or are you for against? Do you believe that when President Biden come into place as a president, he's going to solve all that scenario? Let me see your opinion in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please help subscribe and share the video. God bless you.